So hey, it is March the 11th. It's Friday. I am crossing everything at the minute, but I've got through a pretty uneventful week. First time ever. Two things did happen though. On I think it was Wednesday. Well, it started on Tuesday night. I streamed on Tuesday, which was great. As always, it's always great to like hang out with my community and everything over on Twitch and just have a bit of a laugh. But whenever I was coming to near the end of my stream, my head started getting very sore, and I'm just thought nothing more of it. I thought, oh, I've got a bit of a headache happening. It did feel like a chemo headache though, and I was like, how can that be? Because it's been so long, you know, it's been a couple of weeks now since my last chemo, but that headache lasted all of Wednesday right up until like roughly about the same time that it started the previous night. So it was a headache that lasted a full 24 hours. I was meant to stream on Wednesday, but I couldn't because obviously like sitting like not to mention like the lights and stuff that I use, like I'm using now, but even just staring at a screen was hurting me, like really hurting my eyes, my head, everything. So I had to ditch my stream on Wednesday, which I felt wick about, but there wasn't anything I could have done about it. It's not a case of, you know, we'll just go without a cam, don't use the lights. It was just staring at a screen was even like hurting my head. Then yesterday I also had like another massive like bout of anxiety, just over like our rent and stuff going over here, or going like it's going up here. I was like, we've been looking around for somewhere else, and we would have to move so far from Belfast. It's unbelievable, which is just not doable. The nearest place that we found that would be in our price range was in Portaferry, and that is miles away, like miles and miles away from Belfast. And obviously just at the minute that's not really doable because of the amount of hospital visits and stuff like that I need. I can't move 30 miles away from Belfast whenever I have to constantly run back and forward to the hospital. So I ended up having a bit of a meltdown yesterday. I did, though, take my anti-anxiety stuff whenever I felt it coming on. I was sitting crying. I'm like, why are you doing this? Take the medication you're prescribed. So I took the medication immediately. Well, not immediately, like maybe half an hour later. Definitely started to feel like the anxiety and stuff dissipate, but I was absolutely shattered then and completely zoned out. So I had to skip last night's stream. I will be back streaming tonight, obviously. But it's been a pretty uneventful week, so I'm gonna like talk to you guys about some other stuff. Everyone had, well, not everyone, that's a bit of an exaggeration, quite a lot of people had been asking that I do a Q&A with Chris. So I would like you guys, I've put my my Twitter link is in the description box. If you want to submit questions to me via Twitter, please feel free to do so. Either tag me or send me a DM on Twitter. And as soon as I get enough questions for us, then I will be making a Q&A video. So anything you are wanting to ask, go to Twitter, ask me via Twitter, and I will answer as many questions, and Chris will answer as many questions as we possibly can. The other thing was, I'm going to try and do a in-depth makeup tutorial and sort of I'll have a bit of skincare in there as well. That was definitely a burp. I'm going to try my best and get one filmed and have it up on Wednesday. I'd been putting it off for a while because having a streaming setup is completely different than what you need for like makeup tutorials and stuff like that. But I'm going to try my best to make it work. You mightn't be able to get like close-ups and stuff like that because again, I'll be using like a webcam. I toyed with the idea of using my phone, but what's the worst that can happen? I give it a go, upload it, and it doesn't really work. But this is where you guys will come in. I'll try my best to get one filmed and get it up on Wednesday. I'm having chemo on Wednesday, so I'll schedule it to go up because I'll be probably too sick, and then you guys let me know what needs improved. just all the things that I can do to improve that kind of video. I actually, today, whenever I was doing my makeup, I'm going to stream tonight. That's why I'm sitting with a face of makeup on, by the way. I talked my way through doing it, and I didn't actually realise how many like tips and tricks that I use myself on a daily basis whenever I'm doing my makeup that could benefit a lot of you guys. Things that you mightn't have thought of, things that you just didn't know. And it will be sort of chemo related, but also applicable to anybody. And I'll be doing a kind of look that will suit anybody as well. It doesn't matter your colour of eyes, colour of hair. It'll be something that will suit and work for absolutely everybody. And then again, you can just tell me what works for you guys in that video and what doesn't. All like sort of criticism that you want to fire at me for it, please feel free to do so. I'm always up for constructive criticism. Any way that I can make videos better, more entertaining, or more informative for you guys, then just fire it at me. I won't take anything personally, because you're in fact like doing me a favour. And again, like as soon as I get enough questions and stuff for Chris and I, we will happily sit down and do a Q&A. So ask us anything. I'm as you guys know already, I'm pretty much an open book, so you can ask me anything and I'll tell you what you need to know. And Chris is pretty much the same. I'm also going to get into the planning of doing this podcast, because there does seem to be enough interest with you guys to do it. I already have my first guest sorted out. I'll also be throwing it open as well once I get into the routine, have all the like logistics and stuff of it sorted out. I will also be throwing it out to you guys. If any of you guys would like to participate and be a guest, if you're happy being on camera and coming on and telling your story and also answering questions and stuff like that, then I'll definitely always have the door open for you guys. Obviously this week is not over yet. It is Friday, but we all know things can go nuts over the course of a couple of days. So I don't think this will be like my last update for the week or anything like that. I have chemo again on Wednesday, so I'm dreading it, man, because the last round was so bad. It was horrible. I did speak to my GP today and ask about getting a prophylactic course of antivirals because of getting shingles every single time that I've had chemo. If that can be avoided, it would be great, because I'm still sore from the last time that I had shingles 3 weeks ago. Even though the rash and everything like that's cleared up, it still hurts. So he has prescribed that. Hopefully that'll work. I'll find out by next weekend, because I always have chemo on a Wednesday, and usually by the Friday or Saturday the rash has come up and the pain's already there from before the rash comes up. So fingers crossed that that works. And I think that's it for today's update, but I will update you again obviously probably tomorrow on anything else. If nothing else happens, then I'll obviously not update, but very short video. That's one thing as well I've decided to do. I know you guys don't mind, and you always say like obviously look after myself first and you guys can wait, but this round of chemo does that make sense? This round of chemo, I will be updating throughout the first week. I'll just take updates on my phone if I'm lying in bed and just tell you exactly what way I'm feeling and show you how terrible I look, even more ghostly than normal. I'm planning on doing that this time around, because it didn't actually click in my head. I can't get up and sit here at my desk and give you an update, but I can still use my phone whenever I'm lying in bed. So I'll be doing that. What else did I have to say? I did have something else to say and it's completely slipped my mind now. Can't remember. Chemo brain is in full effect. Oh, that was it, my arm. Yeah. After my skin and stuff like that ripping the last time, they skipped out on Monday's dress and change, so I'm due to get the dressing and stuff changed on Monday, this Monday coming, and then obviously blood and stuff taken because they have to monitor your levels in your blood 2 days before you have chemo to make sure, you know, it's obviously safe to go ahead with it. But I'm not looking forward to getting this off. It has started, because it's been on so long now, the dressing, it started to come away at the edges, and it feels like my skin is tearing yet again. So I don't know what they are going to do with this, because again, I can't have my skin rip every time I need a dressing changed. So I will definitely speak to them about that. They usually phone. They never actually give you a time to come in on your chemo day. They phone you the day before and do a review with you. So I will be speaking to them about that, and also the shingles issue, and also telling them that the anti-sickness stuff that they gave me the last time didn't work, and that isn't working for me. I don't want to go through chemo again if they're not going to give me stuff that works, because I started getting ill within like the first hour of being home, and the previous time that I had chemo, my first session, I was come home totally fine until about 9 o'clock that night, and then I started feeling really ill. And the last chemo session, just the second one there, whenever I come home, I phoned them because they told me that I should never feel nauseous. There's always something they can do. Well, I phoned them and they told me, well, you can't take any more anti-sickness stuff until 6 o'clock, and that was 4 hours away. So I basically, their advice was lie on my back and take small sips of water, and that does not work for me. I shouldn't be left to feel that way. There has to be other medication that they can give me so that I'm not sitting holding in vomit for that long. It's ridiculous, and I'm feeling a bit more empowered at the minute to tell people, like tell the nurses and stuff, that that's not good enough for me. I shouldn't be feeling that way. Whereas before I would have been very like, all right, you know, just I'm not like that no more. I'm getting a bit stronger within myself. I know that they're doing their best, but they need to try harder, because I shouldn't be left feeling that way whenever other people aren't left feeling that way. And as well as that, I've put my foot down where I am not being sent to A&E all the time for stupid things. You're not going to put my life at risk by sending me in a pandemic up to a hospital where there's 100 people waiting, the vast majority of them with COVID symptoms. That does not work for me no more. But again, if I can update you with any more interesting things tomorrow, I will. If not, then this is it for the week. I am highly relieved that this has been an uneventful one. The first time in 16 weeks where nothing overly bad has happened to me. It feels great. Right, so I think that's it. Maybe talk to you tomorrow, maybe I won't, but regardless, I love you all. Hopefully see you tomorrow. So it is Saturday the 12th of March, and I didn't think I was going to come on for another update, but I had actually forgot to update you guys on some things. First one is, well, it'll just be a ramble. I'll tell you, I found 2 products. I know that they weren't in my favourites video, but that's because I've literally only just discovered them, that are very budget friendly. If you are like running low on eyebrow hairs, I can't think of any other way to put it, my eyebrows have started to get really, really sparse, and especially at like the fronts here. I'll try and give you a wee bit of a close-up. I have found a product that is awesome. It is NYX Lift and Snatch eyebrow pen. Eyebrow pen. I have it in ash brown, obviously because I wanted a cool tone sort of colour, and I didn't hold up much hope for it because I've tried the ABH brow pen before. This is whenever I had actual hairy eyebrows, and I didn't like it. It was very warm. I tried another one, I can't remember the brand, but after it was on for a while it started to turn green. So I have tried a few. I really, really like this. See, for like faking eyebrow hairs at the front of your eyebrows, or if there's any like sparse places, it's great. It's not pigmented to the point where it's like using a liquid eyeliner. It's like a watery sort of pigment, which is exactly what you need, and the colour is really, really good as well. If you see me out in daylight, my eyebrows on camera look a lot darker than they are. They're probably like sort of dark blonde. So the ash brown colour works great. There's no sort of red or anything like that in it. So if you're looking for something, I'll link it down below again. If you're looking for something to serve the purpose of like hair-like strokes, and I don't care what anyone says, no matter what micro brow pencil I have ever used, whether it be the ABH, the Benefit, like any micro, they're never thin enough. They can't possibly make a pencil that's thin enough to imitate hair-like strokes. But whenever you have, hold on a minute, whenever you have a tip like that is so unbelievably thin, it is like hair, then you're able to get sort of hair-like strokes. If you do go ahead and buy this, my tip, and it's the same for liquid eyeliners or even baby wipes, always store them upside down. It keeps the ink running through to the tip rather than it drying up. I do that with all my eyeliners, everything, and I also do it with baby wipes, because if you leave baby wipes sitting with the opening upright, all of the moisture goes to the bottom and the top layer will always be drier, so I always store them upside down. So that's a wee tip from me to you. The other thing that I've discovered, and like literally it has been this week I've discovered, and one of these days I'll learn how to speak, discovered, is the CeraVe Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser. Now, I've had this about a week and I've went down to here. I have been like beating the life out of this. I love it. It in my favourites video, the two cleansers that I put up, which have been my daily for a long time, the Elemis Pro Collagen Gel Cleanser and then the Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I always use the cleansing balm, have for years at this point, to take off makeup. This stuff works just as well. Obviously it's not quite as luxurious, but I mean the price difference is unbelievable. For the cleansing balm it's like £44. For this wee bad boy it's 12. So I just thought I would give this a shout out. Again, I'll link it down below, but it's really good and really good for sensitive skin. I found, I'd mentioned in the favourites video that like my skin has been getting quite dry, but like around my nose and stuff, whenever I have been washing it the odd time, it'll feel like tight and a wee bit sore. So I haven't felt that at all, like since using that cleansing oil, like exclusively. I've been using it morning and night. Whereas before I would have just used a gel cleanser. I think my skin is getting into the kind of place where it's needing the extra moisture, so it can hold up to being like an oil being used on it to cleanse twice a day. Before chemo and like getting ill, my skin would have been pretty normal. It used to be very oily, and then I started using oils on it, and that is what made it normal, because I had convinced my skin that it had enough oil so it stopped producing as much. But yeah, anyway, that's just a thought. I would fire that in. But yeah, my eyebrows have definitely been thinning out, and I can count my eyelashes at this stage. It's so depressing. And like, obviously you can use makeup and you can use false eyelashes and stuff, but I'm just hoping that they don't all go completely, because I kind of need those eyelashes as like a guide for doing eyeliner. I don't know what I'm going to do whenever there's none there. The other thing was as well, periods have completely stopped now. So whenever I told you guys about I got my period, it was just after the first cycle. It was like the week after, maybe a few days after the first cycle of chemo, and because of the blood thinners and everything that I was on, because they thought that I had a clot when in fact it was shingles, it was like the period from hell. And I am almost positive I did say to you guys that if this is the last period I have for a while, it is going out in fashion, because it was like a bloodbath. Well, it hasn't come back. I'm pretty much, my cycle is like clockwork, so that's it, turned off. The wee ovaries aren't what they used to be, apparently. But yeah, I had a thought the other day, whenever I was lying in bed, and I know that there's reasons why all these things happen, like you lose your hair and periods stop and all that kind of stuff, but I just kind of thought to myself, you know, maybe this is God's way of just saying, you know what, you have enough on your plate with being sick. You don't need to worry about having a period. You don't need to have to worry about doing your hair and everything. Let me just take those out of the equation. And it made me feel like contented, you know, because obviously like it's different for everybody, you know. Some people are really going to hate having no hair and everything like that. Obviously, if I had a choice, I would rather have her than not. But I mean, I don't miss having to wash it all the time and straighten it and everything. It was just an ordeal that had to happen every few days, and it was a bit of a nightmare. And then obviously with periods and stuff like that too. Like, that's one thing that is nice whenever it's not around, you know? One less thing to worry about. So it was just a thought that came into my head that like made me go, all right, that's nice. I was having a wee scroll last night through Facebook, and I came upon a bag. I'll put an insert of it up now. And as soon as I seen it, I fell in love with it. But it is a ridiculous amount of money for a bag. Maybe not to some people, because I know that there are people that like collect sort of expensive bags and stuff, but I'm not one of them. But I seen this bag and I fell in love with it, so I was like, you know what, that is going to be my you beat cancer present. So that's what I am going to do whenever I've got through all this treatment and everything and life starts to go back to normal. I know I won't get like the all clear or anything like that for 5 years, but whenever I get through all this treatment and stuff, I'm going to buy myself that bag, because after everything that I've been through, I deserve it. So I'm gonna get it. Also, my t-shirt, check your boobs, mine tried to kill me, available on Amazon. Yeah, as soon as I seen that, like, I bought it because it was like, it made me chuckle a bit at the time. There's obviously ones that like say basically, well, I suppose I've sworn before, I was going to say I don't want to offend anyone, swear word incoming, but it's only a quote. There are ones that say fuck cancer, but the U is like the cancer ribbon turned on its side. Or is it the C? It's one of the two. Can't remember. I had seen that and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But I didn't buy it because I don't want to offend anyone, you know? Because, like, obviously if I seen someone wearing that t-shirt, I wouldn't mind at all, but some people can get really offended by that kind of thing. So I didn't. I went with this one because it made me laugh a bit. So that's about it. I've still got this like blonde aura of hair going on. It's like Velcro. It's like there's quite a bit at the back. The top's like sparse, but there's definitely hair there. And I'm just wondering, are you going to drop out, or is this just how it's going to be? I've chemo on Wednesday, and then after that round, I move on to a different drug. I cannot remember the name of it. I will look it up. And it's meant to be much stronger, so I know like the only way is down. I'd also looked up because I'm in a place now where I feel comfortable enough to look things up without, you know, frightening myself. I'd looked up FEC chemotherapy and, you know, does it get worse with every round or will it stay the same, and, you know, just blah blah blah. So apparently it is meant to get worse with every round, so I am terrified of Wednesday because the last round was horrific. It was so bad. So if it's worse this time, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know for certain that regardless of what way this round coming up goes, the next round after that's not gonna be nice. But I think all in all, I've got off pretty lightly so far. Yes, the first week is horrible, but I mean, whenever you weigh up the fact of you do this or there's a good possibility you could die, it's not that bad. I can think of worse things, you know? I can think of way worse things. Obviously, like, everyone's experience with chemotherapy is completely different. So I know that someone could be on FEC the same as I am now and be having a really hard time with it. And then there are other people that could be on it and they're like, basically nothing much is changing for them other than they're losing hair and stuff. So I think it's different person to person, but I think maybe the fact that I had built it up in my head to be like such an absolute murder picture, that maybe that's why I feel the way that I do. But hopefully it just doesn't get much worse on Wednesday. Regardless, I did say just previously there, I'm gonna try and vlog through it regardless. Even if I can't get out of bed, I'll just use my phone. So like the ratios and the quality, sound quality and stuff mightn't be there or as good as it has been so far, but I'm also using a full streaming setup here. I have a professional mic, cameras, the works, whereas a phone is not that good. But I think it's more about keeping you guys informed and in the loop of everything, and other people that are about to go through it, so they know what to expect. I don't think anyone's really going to sit and nitpick and go, can't watch that anymore, the sound quality isn't that good. You know. As well as that, I will have my Twitter linked below in the down bar. Please submit your questions for Chris and I. We're going to do sort of a Q&A video as well, as soon as I get enough questions to actually make a video out of. So if you have anything to ask, just go to my Twitter, and you can either DM me on Twitter or you can just tag me and ask me the questions. I'll be screenshotting everything and I'll compile everything so that we can do a video together. The questions don't need to necessarily be aimed at me, they can be aimed at Chris. He'll be there to answer what it's like from a partner's perspective on things too. So anything you want to ask, just feel free to. I think that is pretty much it for this week. I am going to try tomorrow and get this makeup tutorial filmed. Again, constructive criticism with it, I would greatly appreciate. I know it's probably not going to be like the best. It'll probably be one of the worst on all of YouTube, but it's the first one I've ever done, and I don't have a setup specifically for film and makeup, but I do have tips and tricks, and I might be able to help you in some way, so I'll try my very best. But anyway, guys, until next week or Wednesday, I'm hoping to get the makeup video out on Wednesday. And then obviously the regular uploads on Sunday, they'll always go ahead, regardless of how well I feel. If I'm having like a really crappy one next week, it just mightn't be put together the best, but it will be out. It will be out in time. So I hope that you all have a really nice weekend, what's left of it, because it's, I suppose, tomorrow's Monday for you whenever you guys are watching this. But I hope your weekend was nice, and I hope the week to come is full of great things for you. And until I speak to you again on Wednesday, I shall see you all later. Last thing, really quick, totally forgot about this until I had stopped the recording. But the last thing that I wanted to say, quite a few people have been asking me about channel membership and starting that up. So I will be starting that up. I'll be sorting it out over this weekend. I'm only going to do one tier of channel membership, just like a flat baseline, for the reason that I can't offer more than what I am currently. I wouldn't feel right about it. If it, like, I will do tiers in the future whenever I'm feeling a lot better, where I can do exclusive content just for members of those different tiers. But at the minute, I'm just too ill to be able to do more than what I'm already doing at present. So all the information and stuff like that, I'll put out a post and you'll be able to see anyway if you're wanting to become a member. I am not doing this. I'm not pushing for anyone to become members. It is completely free to be here, watch my videos, to comment and chat and everything like that. I don't want to push anything upon anybody, but it's there if you want to become a member. So that's basically it. That's what I forgot to say to you guys. But yeah, there's no pressure, nothing like that to become a member. It's just that I had quite a few people asking about it, so I thought, well, I may as well do it for the people that want to. But again, if you don't want to, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter. You being here, supporting me just by watching my videos and commenting and everything is more than I could ever ask or hope for. So I really do appreciate it. But anyway, that's me done. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Toodle pip.